Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm Tony with RcHelpDotCom, and today we're going to be taking a look at the little Furibee X140 from GearBest.com. So without wasting any time, let's go ahead and dive up close and take a look at this quad. Alright guys, the Furibee X140 is, just like the title says, 140mm quad. It's swinging 30-30 4-blade propellers. You do get a complete set of the pink and a complete set of the white. Now I've seen them in different colors, so yeah, your mileage may vary. Now it is solid carbon fiber construction, including the 4mm thick individually replaceable arms, if you can find them. The motors are soldered directly to the integrated ESC down here. And then of course right above that you've got your F3 flight controller. And then above your flight controller you're going to have your VTX, which you can switch from 25 milliwatt to 150 milliwatt. It is a 40 channel 5.8 gigahertz, and here you've got your little button where you can select your channel and your band. We come around to the back of the quad, you're going to get 4 LEDs. You're also going to get a little beeper, which is very loud, very handy, because as small as this thing is, even with the bright props, you're going to lose it if it's in any kind of tall grass. The antennas on this were kind of shoved down in here. I just brought them up. I put a zip tie on the FPV antenna on the top and on the bottom. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it down there. No, not really. But I put a zip tie to kind of capture it in there so it wouldn't fall back in, and it would kind of stay up straight since it is just a little dipole. Now this one right here is the antenna for the FrSky receiver, which you can see adhered to the bottom of the top plate. Now whenever you get this, the receiver is not adhered. It's got the double-sided tape on it, but you have to peel it and stick it wherever you want on the quad. Coming around to the front, we got a little run cam knockoff. This is just going to be a 600 TVL CCD camera. It's got a 130-degree field of view and should work just fine for this little guy. Taking a look at the bottom, whenever I got mine, this pad was already on there, and also all of this was already on there. Now if you read the little questions down in the bottom of the GearBest page, it's going to say that this thing has XT30 connectors. As you can clearly see, those are XT60s. So whenever you order your batteries, just keep that in mind. I did order 4 batteries for this thing, and they come with XT30s because I thought this was an XT30 quad. So if you do it, just order some XT60 connectors. You can still use the same batteries. And speaking of batteries, we are going to be using the Tattoo 4S 650 milliamp 75C. And as you can see, without heat shrink, I will be curing that little problem here pretty soon. I did put an XT60 on there. I did the no heat shrink just for test. I wanted to see if these connections were going to be too big for this quad. And yeah, almost. But if we get the little Velcro thing out of the way, you can see we got some plastic screws that's going to hold in the stack, and then we have 8 screws holding in the arms, 2 of them on each arm. But if you look right here, the little plastic screws that go through the flight controller also go through the arm. Now there's one review out there saying that this Velcro isn't worth a crap. I have flown this thing and it's pretty strong. As long as you put it on correctly, the Velcro that comes with it is just fine. If we take a look at the wire management, it could have been done a little bit better. But if you look at the way that the motor wires are run, they're run in the front and the back, and then they come back up on the bottom side of the ESC. This is a very clean installation, and quite honestly, this thing flies fantastic. So without further ado, let's go ahead, step outside, and let's give this thing a line of sight flight. Alright guys, so here we are with little X140 from Furibee. Gotta give GearBest a huge thanks for sending this out. This thing is an absolute blast. So without further ado, let's put it in the air and see what it'll do. Now I thought I had motor stop turned on, but I guess I don't. Interesting. Yeah, it's wanting to kind of drift to the left. It could be because I left it sit for so long. I was kind of having a problem with my goggles trying to get the recording to start. But that right there is going to be angle mode. Go ahead and flip it down into horizon. As you can see, it's just as stable. Let's see what kind of roll it'll do. Ah, good roll. Very predictable, even though it's kind of slow from what I would rather have. So a little backflip. Oh yeah, levels out real nice. Do some flying around. Boy, she'll get up and move too. Just unbelievably stable. A little speed run. Ooh. Very nice. Let's see. Let's get it back here. Kind of nose in. Hands off. I mean, it doesn't get much more stable than that. It really doesn't. And so you guys can see it on the big screen. There you go. Kind of dropping altitude a little bit. But yeah, the punch out on this thing, it's this little guy's got some power on 4S now. Now, I do believe I have air mode turned on. Let's see. Oh yeah, that little jump that it does. I've got air mode turned on, I do believe, for Horizon and for acro. And right here is acro mode, which, as you guys know, I need way more practice in flying in acro. Whoa, almost saved it. All right, reset, and let's go again. It's hovering, oh, yeah, right at about mid stick or so. We are an angle again, so I'm gonna put it down in horizon. Well, if I can get that switch to go. I am using the jumper T8SG on this because this is an FR Sky or Free Sky or however you guys pronounce that. I'm not sure. There you go, double flip. Oh, it's just too much fun. Makes me want to throw the goggles on. Too much fun. Guys, let me know what you think about this little thing. I mean, it's, to me, just super stable for anybody that's just getting started that wants to get into, you know, FPV quads. This thing, it's got just an enormous amount of power for its size. You know, obviously there's things that's got way more power, but for its size, yeah, you can't really beat this. Not sure what that was all about. Oh, it tried to self-level itself in a power loop. Okay. So, yeah, don't try to power loop in Horizon. There we go. I just went up into freaking angle. I didn't mean to go all the way that high. My chickens are going berserk. All right, guys, let's go ahead and we'll bring it on in. And yeah, it doesn't really get much better than what this quad is flying. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. Alright guys, so there you go, a little maiden flight of a little Furibee X140. Now, I tried to get my goggles going, and for some reason they didn't record anything. I did come back in, I formatted the SD card, hush, and I was able to get it to start recording. So if you guys want to see some onboard FPV footage, guys, let me know. Gives me an excuse to go out and fly this thing again. Today was an absolutely perfect day to go out and fly. It was about 55-60 degrees out there, almost no wind whatsoever. Perfect for these little guys. Now, like I said in the video, I am using the jumper T8SG, I think it is, on this quadcopter because, well, it's FR Sky, Free Sky, whatever. It's that one because I got this one to actually do a review on a different quad, but because I have this transmitter now, I can do stuff like this. You know, the FR Sky, the Fly Sky, the whatever. So guys, if you want to see more videos on this jumper, yeah, definitely post in the comments below and let me know. If you click right up here on that little eye, I have linked the jumper video in there to where you guys can go check it out. But conclusion time on this one. If you do want to see more videos on this little X140, guys, let me know. There's a box right back there behind them batteries that has another one of these in it that I have not taken out. I have taken the plastic off because I wanted to see if it had an XT60 or if that one had an XT30. They're both identical. They both have XT60s, but the batteries have XT30s. So I'm just going to go ahead and change all the batteries over to XT60, call it done, make it easy. As you can see, I mean, that's kind of big floating around out there. We could kind of tuck it back and put it in the battery strap, but that's not really that big of a deal. The beeper, plenty loud. I had a little SJ Cam 5000X on my hat. Worked perfectly. You could hear the beeper, and you could even see these LED lights that are in the back of this thing. They are they are quite bright, especially if you're inside your house like this. The camera does surprisingly well. I try to get you guys some footage, and for some reason it just, yeah. So if you want to see some dedicated FPV footage, guys, let me know. I will make another video. Post in the comment section below. Now I have went into the flight controller. Obviously I had to go in there, set up the arm, disarm. I set up a beeper on the same switch. It's basically this switch right here. All the way down is the beeper, up is armed, all the way up is disarmed. The switch right next to it, all the way up is angle, one down is going to be horizon, all the way down is going to be your acro. Those are the only two switches that I had set up on this, but we have a quad coming where we're going to be setting up even more switches. The little tattoo batteries that we're using, the 650 milliamp 4S, they did fantastic. They weren't even hot whenever it come down. It wasn't that hard of a flight, but it did really, really well. So if you guys are looking for batteries, guys, I am absolutely loving these tattoo batteries, and we're going to be doing a little review just on the batteries here pretty soon. I do kind of wish that there was a different way to do the antennas on this, but I mean, yeah, it works. Ooh. It works unless you pull the heat shrink off of your receiver for your transmitter. Yeah, it's down there now. Nah, I get it later. But it comes with two pieces of heat shrink. It comes with the zip ties. So everything that is on this, minus the battery, came with it, including the battery strap. The stack was already in there. This thing was completely built just like you see it. All I had to do is put the props on, and guys, do yourself a favor, get a motor wrench, because holding these little bitty motors and putting these prop nuts on, yeah, that can get a little challenging. Overall, guys, I have very few cons about this. I wish it had the F4 board in it. It's got the F3, not that big of a deal. It still has the on-screen display through Betaflight. It does have Betaflight on it, and it's fantastic. If you're looking to get into racing quads, especially the little 3-inchers, you really can't beat this little quad. Again, it's the Furibee X140. It's linked down in the description. It's absolutely fantastic. The question is, if I lost it, if I had it run over on the road, if it flew away on me, would I go get another one if I didn't have one sitting there? And the answer is yes. For the price of these things, you absolutely cannot beat the performance. This takes small 4S batteries. It can take 3S batteries. It can go down to 2S. So if you guys want to see this thing run on 2S, let me know down in the comments. I'll run this thing on 2S because it says it can run on 2S batteries. That's an even cheaper battery. But all in all, guys, this thing gets 2 thumbs up from me. It is an absolutely fantastic quad. The camera, even though it's kind of a run cam knockoff, the camera is fantastic for what it is. So as always, guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about this new little format with the videos that we're trying out. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, post them in the comments section below. If you want to see anything that I've linked here, all you got to do is click on that little eye up there in the top corner of the screen, and it'll bring over a little box. You can see all them videos. As always, I want to thank everyone for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.